Hello everyone and welcome to today's first IR 203 lesson on the Pacific Islands Forum. In this video, we will look at the roles and functions of the PIF and how this organization is connected to the theory of liberalism and the sub-theory of commercial liberalism. The Pacific Island Forum, or PIF, formerly known as the South Pacific Forum, was an intergovernmental organization that aims at strengthening the cooperation between the independent countries of the Pacific. Its membership comprises of 18 members, with 3 observers, 1 special observer, and 13 dialogue partners. It was established in 1971 with the name South Pacific Forum, but later in 1999, the name was changed to Pacific Islands Forum, with its headquarters in Suva, Fiji. The first PIF meeting was held in Wellington, New Zealand on August 5th to 7th in 1971. Over the years, the PIF has hosted 51 meetings. The last official one was in 2019 and the next was supposed to be held in 2020, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, there was a halt and meetings were postponed all the way forward to this year, July 2022. The forum's main role is primarily policy advice, coordination, and ensuring the effective implementation of forum leaders' decisions, leading to tangible improvements in the lives of the people of the Pacific, reporting annually on their own performance and results. The forum was created as a way to enhance the cooperation and collaboration of countries throughout the Pacific, since many of the island nations had just recently gotten their independence from colonial rulers such as British, French, or German, etc. CAC 2022 states that the Pacific Islands Forum is now the region's most remarkable political and economic policy organization, with all members committed to striving for a region of peace, harmony, security, social inclusion, and prosperity. The PIF's functions to address issues affecting the member states. Examples of these issues are such as climate change, rising sea level, natural disasters like cyclones, regional security issues in the region, and many others. They came up with the development strategies such as the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent to collectively work together to achieve the forum's long-term visions, or the framework for resilient development in the Pacific that guides and promotes coordinated and integrated priorities and approaches for regional, national, and community levels that embed risk considerations into sustainable development, which ultimately leads to development outcomes that are resilient to climate change and disaster risks. Liberalism is basically a positive theory in international relations that believes in power politics. In other words, it is the pessimist view on international relations and international politics. According to Mingst and Erwin Toff 2017, they state, and I quote, "The basis of liberalism remains firmly embedded in the belief in rationality of human beings, the notion that humans are inherently social, living and working in groups, and that through learning and education, humans can develop institutions capable of ensuring and advancing human welfare." End quote. In support of this, according to Pevehouse and Goldstein 2017, the liberalist view on international organizations and non-state actors believes that international institutions, such as the UN, provide a forum to resolve disputes in a non-violent way. Realists believe that international economic links, such as trade, is encouraged because when countries' economies are interconnected through trade, they are less likely to go to war with each other. In this, they state that the spread of democracies encourages interstate wars to be less frequent. Looking at how the theory is also connected to commercial liberalism, according to Griffiths, O'Callaghan, and Roach 2014, page 109, commercial liberalism promotes the idea of free trade and commerce across state borders on the assumption that economic interdependence among states will reduce incentives to use force and raise the cost of doing so. As already mentioned, the main objective of PIF is basically to encourage economic interconnectedness within and amongst the Pacific member states. So furthermore, the implementation of policies and agreements follow the PIF's branch of economic trade and growth, such as trade agreements, multilateral trading system, forum country trading profiles, regional trade development and integration programs, etc. These aim at achieving a high level of economic growth for the forum countries. For instance, taking a closer look at PICTA as an example to justify this argument, PICTA, or Pacific Islands Countries Trade Agreement, is a free trade agreement amongst a handful of the small developing states in the PIF. Under this agreement, virtually all barriers such as import barriers and quotas to merchandise trade between forum member countries will be subsequently removed.
All in all, this is enough justification and proof that free trade is the basis of the relationship tie between PIF, Pacific Islands Forum, and commercial liberalism. This is the end of this lesson on Pacific Islands Forum. We hope you have learned something. Stay tuned for more content on international relations.